Leader Cantor. Eric, can you hear us?
Yes, Becky, I can.
Great. We can hear you too. Let's get back to that question about why Mitt Romney and why now?
Well, actually, it's a great follow-up to the discussion you were just having about entrepreneurialism in this country. I think that the numbers actually contradict the assertion that entrepreneurs are really back in the game widespread right now, because over the last 3 years, what we've seen is a decline in the number of business startups, actually to 23% decline. And so Mitt Romney comes forward with a plan last week that talks about reducing red tape and making it easier for small businessmen and women to start up their companies, to retain and create new jobs. And he also lays out a vision for a pro-growth tax plan. I mean, something that I think has eluded Washington over the last several years that all of us know needs to happen if we want to be competitive globally. So now is the time for Mitt Romney. And I think as people begin to look at his plan, they'll see that this is the route we have to go in order to grow the economy. And in fact, Becky, in the House this week, we're going to take up the Jobs Act. This is a bill that even the president has said that he is supportive of. So we've got Republicans and Democrats alike dedicated to actually helping small businesses and entrepreneurs grow again. We're going to follow up on that in another couple of weeks with the small business tax cut. I mean, these are the kinds of things we can come together on, the kinds of things that Mitt Romney's leading on.
Leader Cantor, I don't want to get into a controversy here, but I invite you to come with me on a tour of, you pick the city. I think we should start in New York, but I'll take you to Chicago, Los Angeles, San Francisco. Go down to Austin, Texas next week in South by Southwest. There'll probably be between 50 and 100,000 young people mostly, all involved in the digital media. It used to be just film and music. It's now switched to digital, and it will be the greatest outpouring of engineers. Come to a New York Tech meetup every month where there are over 1,000 people with standing room only to get in. So, and in terms of tax cuts, I don't think that those specifically are going to make the difference of whether someone is going to start up a company at all. And finally, the president's strategy, which has been universally adopted, of Startup America, which is a very interesting idea, is spreading around the country. And I invite you and others to look at that program because it transcends many areas.
Well, listen, I'm glad to hear your optimism, and that's the kind of optimism we need to spread around the country. And what the bill does this week that we're passing on the House is to make it easier for those entrepreneurs that you're talking about to access capital. Because we know the real growth comes from when these small businesses start up, they begin to access capital, and eventually maybe go public. And as we know, the number of IPOs in this country has also gone down. So we need to make sure that we are the place for IPOs, we are the place for venture capital, we are the place for entrepreneurialism. That's what we're about in terms of doing what we're doing in the House. That's what Mitt Romney's plan is about, so we can once again lead in America. Well, when you look at the track record of this administration, it is much more of one to say, hey, Washington's going to spend taxpayer dollars and decide who wins, who loses, who can be successful and who can't. What we're talking about, and I think what you're alluding to, is the robust free market economy. That's what we need to get going again. That's where Mitt Romney's plan comes in, because it says and puts a marker down that we are going to be a free market economic powerhouse again.
Well, I think that one thing you're right about is that I agree with is the new rules that are being developed to break the old 500 shareholder rule and allow broader financing, I think is a very constructive. I think that's a bipartisan approach, as I understand it, that's in the House and the Senate right now, and I certainly strongly support that.
Terrific. Well, it is. What we've done is we've taken ideas coming out of the President's Jobs Council, and Steve Case, a former AOL founder, he has worked with me in trying to put this package together. We put several of these bills across the House floor already and received overwhelming bipartisan support. So we've got a very unique window of opportunity. We can actually get something done this week in the House, and the President has encouraged us, and I hope that Leader Reid in the Senate will do the same.
Well, Steve Case is the head of Startup America, so it comes out of that whole effort, which I think has had an enormous impact across the country.
Leader Cantor, your endorsement of Mitt Romney comes at an important time just before Super Tuesday. I'm wondering what reaction you've gotten to those within your party in the House, especially some of the newer members who have come in who may have looked at other candidates that they'd like to be supporting.
Well, as to Super Tuesday, Becky, my state in Virginia is a Super Tuesday state, and I think that with only 2 individuals on the ballot, Mitt Romney is going to take all of Virginia's delegates. I think he's going to have a great night overall on Tuesday, tomorrow night. And I think what I'm seeing is on the part of the other Republicans, not only in Congress but across the country, is beginning to get excited now about Mitt Romney in terms of his ability to lead us towards an economic rebound.
Okay. Leader Cantor, I want to thank you very much for your time and for hanging with us while we got all those technical issues fixed.
No worries. Thank you, Becky.
Okay. We'll see you again soon.